Everything you need to know to get a job as a business analyst in Canada. We'll discuss in this video. Hey everyone, I'm your average guide Sahil Gogna. Welcome back to another video. So today's video is going to be a bit special because today we have our Canadian Dost Singh as our speaker. He is constantly helping thousands of students across the globe by preparing a lot of content revolving around the latest news about immigrating to Canada. So I thought, why not contact him and bring him on our channel and discuss his professional journey in Canada. So without any delay, let's get started. Hi Gursimran, first of all, thanks a lot for joining the call and sparing out time from your busy schedule.
Hi Sahil, thank you for having me.
And Gursimran, on behalf of all the student community, I would really like to thank you for updating us with the constant news that's around the traveling restrictions or maybe immigrating to Canada. And I know a lot of effort goes into researching about the videos, and you are constantly uploading, like sometimes it's 3 to 4 times a week. So thanks a lot for those too.
Yeah, I just try to do my level best, like managing YouTube channel along with all the work and everything. It's a little hectic, but I know that just like I came, many other people who are coming for the first time, they would be it's really stressful times. It's stressful enough even if it is like without any restrictions, but with so many restrictions and restrictions changing every day, it's really stressful. And while researching, it stresses me out, so I can imagine what is happening with all the parents and all the students and even work permit and PR holders who are waiting for these all restrictions to go off. But obviously, it's just a transitory mode, so hopefully everything will be fine.
And Gursimran, in today's video, we are going to discuss about your professional journey. So before I ask you any other questions, so please tell us something about your educational background as well as your professional background.
Sure. So professionally, I'm a business systems analyst. So let me give you my background right from India, then what I studied over here and what I'm currently doing. So in India, I did my bachelor's in technology, BTech in computer science and engineering from IP University. That's in Delhi. Then after that, I came to Canada as an international student. So I did 2-year postgraduate certificate from Conestoga College. That was in IT business analysis, specific field for operations. And ever since, I've been working as a IT analyst or business systems analyst.
And Gursimran, I'm curious to know, like, what are your daily job responsibilities? So like, what's your day as a business system analyst?
That's a very broad question, Sahil. So to be honest, like, you might have heard the saying, jack of all trades, master of none. So business systems analyst or business analyst is something who has to know the entire workflow and architecture of a company in itself. Reason being because the business systems analyst or business analyst is responsible for all the phases of software development lifecycle, supporting each and every stakeholder within a project. So for example, requirement sessions, if requirement sessions are being going on with senior executives or third-party vendors or partners who need to integrate within an organization, be it let's say Salesforce or SAP or FICO or whatever, there can be multiple partners who want to integrate with your data systems, right? Or even cloud computing, like if some organization is going into cloud. So you need to know each and every bit, not into detail, but at least at a higher level, so that you can come up with the recommendation solutions of what will and what won't work. So yeah, and this is just the requirement phase I'm telling about. Once it goes into development, you have to write all the mapping documents, come up with the flow charts, sequence diagrams, ER diagrams, everything, so that every stakeholder has the same understanding. Basically, a transition between business requirements into technical requirements, and then later down the line into test scenarios. So everything goes as expected. And also even supporting the product support teams, acting as a subject matter expert for them in order to triage and troubleshoot issues. So I won't say there is a set roles and responsibilities of a BA, because it can vary day to day. Like every day is different in my job as well.
That's pretty amazing. And if we talk specifically about the background requirements, so are there any specific background requirements if someone wants to apply for a role as a BA? And And one thing I would like to know, like, does it really matter if you are a university graduate or a college graduate, if you are applying for these roles?
Okay, so you asked two questions over there. Background, I would say, is as I mentioned, because you have to deal with a lot of stakeholders and a lot of technologies. More or less, most of the organizations ask for at least 2 years of experience in this. But speaking of myself, I myself started as a new graduate. So it is possible that you can become, you can get the role as a BA. If not BA, you can get a junior position, like, for example, a junior IT analyst or a junior business systems analyst. So there are various organizations who train you in those specific skills as well. But right off the bat, if you are talking about BA, BSA, IT business analyst, so for that, at least 2 years of experience is a requirement in most of the organizations. But some organizations, they just require, like, for example, certifications in BA. If you have done that, that also works. Secondly, you talked about, you had asked about the colleges and universities, right? So I myself, as you know, I have graduated from Conestoga College. So there's no requirement of a degree. I haven't read anywhere that you require a master's degree in order to be a successful BA. Obviously, there are many master's degree, for example, Masters of Information Systems, MIS, or Masters of Information Management, of Masters of Engineering Management. So there are various pathways for being a business analyst or business systems analyst. So are various diplomas. For example, IT business analysis is the one from Conestoga College. Similar diploma is provided by Seneca College as well as George Brown College here in downtown Toronto. So I won't say that the degree is a requirement. Obviously, if you have a bachelor's degree, that is good enough. But even bachelor's degree, I haven't read anywhere. Until and unless you have a valid experience, you can definitely work, because this is a transitionary role. So many developers, in fact, convert into BAs, or even QA, quality assurance or testing team, also convert into BA once they grab all the knowledge of the organization. So that is also possible.
And Gursimran, can you please walk us through your professional journey? I mean, from the time when you got your first job and till now when you landed into your current job role.
Sure. So as you know that I was an international student. So while I was working as an international student, I was lucky enough that I was able to achieve a part-time position in a IT technician company. So I was working as an IT technician / analyst, right, as I was a international student. So that really helped me a lot, because my program did not have any co-ops or internships. So you might have heard that many people say that if you have Canadian experience, it really helps a lot. So that was actually true in my case, because I did around 9 to 10 months of, I've got 9 to 10 months of work experience from my part-time job in itself, right? So because of that, some recruiters, they reached out to me within LinkedIn itself before I even graduated. So I had the job offer for my first job, which was a systems consultant or network analyst position at University of Waterloo. So actually, I I had graduated from a college, but my first job was at a university in itself. So that was pretty surprising to me as well. It was a contract job only for 4 months. So that is also something which we should not be shy of, taking on the contract jobs first, because you just need to have your foot in the industry. Once you get that experience, you can definitely take more steps and get into a full-time job, which will eventually lead to your permanent residency. So that is what happened to me. My first job was a contract job at University of Waterloo. After that, a consulting company, it's an IT consultant company where I work right now. So that really also approached me via LinkedIn. So LinkedIn has been really beneficial for me in getting the jobs. So I highly recommend LinkedIn.
Okay. And Gursimran, you got into industry as a fresher. So I would really like to know, like, what's your experience with the industry? Like, is the industry open to freshers, or like it's more of the experienced people? So what was your overall experience?
Sure. So IT industry in general is a very hot commodity in Canada, I would say, because even if you don't have experience, which people talk about, if you have the skills, you would be hired. So skills are what matters the most, and I'm a prime example of that because I did not have any experience from India. I did not have experience in Canada, provided I had the part-time experience as an IT technician, but that was not in my field. It was a different field, but at least I could join the dots and provide the skills which were transferable to the job opportunity which I was applying for. So that your resume or your LinkedIn profile is something which has to be up to date with all the uh, you know um, skills which are transferable to the position which you are looking for. Secondly, you should always have relevant certifications for your field. So in my case as well, I had done the ECBA certification, which is the entry level certificate for business analysis. It is a costly certification. It's costed me around $500, and it's
Mhm.
from a reputed organization, IIBA, International Institute of Business Analysis, similar to how PNP works. So you require the study modules, and they have various levels of skills. And I've seen many organizations asking for that specific certification. So obviously you have to do your research before applying. And I was basically focused on BA and BSA, but there are various other analyst positions as well. For example, they can be business intelligence or data analysts, right? For them, you would look into something like Tableau or Power BI, those kind of certifications. So that really helps. And if you have some cloud computing certifications, for example, AWS or GCP or Microsoft Azure, that also helps you stand out from the other crowd.
And Gursimran, I have like few more questions, like the follow-up questions from what you have said. So the first thing that you said, like sometimes it's possible that you won't get a role as a business analyst directly after you graduate, right? So I would specifically like to know like what type of roles can a student or a recent graduate can target so that they can somehow end up as a business analyst in coming few years.
Sure. So there are various organizations, for example, which are called talent incubators. For example, Empower is one which I know, Jarvis is one which I know, FTM is one which I know, which actually train students into junior IT analyst positions or junior QA positions. Obviously, it is. Sometimes they charge. I'm not sure if anyone charges because these ones are free of cost. Even FDM, they hire you and they pay you, even similar to how Infosys and Accenture in India does. They hire you, they train you for 3 months, and then they send you across. Similar thing is done by FDM. But the downside to that is the pay scale for those uh, companies is a little less, obviously, because they are providing you the initial training and paying you as well. So that is something which you can look into. If you don't want to go through that route, you can obviously apply for IT analyst positions, IT technician positions, or even junior business analyst positions. Those are some of the um, topics on. Those are some of the titles which a company hire for without any experience. And even there are some organizations which hire co-ops for business analysts, and even there are some internship opportunities as well. So you should always look into those.
And Gursimran, you have mentioned the role of certifications in getting a job, right? And there are a lot of colleges that are offering the courses which can lead you to the IT analyst or the business analyst. So my question is like, apart from certifications, so what things should a student look into the course curriculum while joining a college? So you are an experienced business analyst, like you have around 2.5 years. So what would you say, like what makes a course good one as compared to the industry standards?
Sahil, see, the course will tell you what a BA does, but every industry is different and every industry has different needs. So I have worked as a business analyst in various organizations and various clients, and everywhere the needs and the roles and responsibilities of a BA were different, which were completely different from what I had learned in the course. So it truly depends on each organization. For example, a BSA can also be into a data governance. So you will be working with SQL and reporting tools like Power BI, MicroStrategy, Tableau, something along those lines. But it can also be into data warehousing where you're working with ETL or big data, right? Then it can also be into cloud, for example, integration between moving from on-prem into cloud premises. So there are various things which a course cannot teach you. So that always comes via skill. So if you don't have that work experience, you can obviously look into some of the boot camps and trainings which are available online, or that's where certifications as well come in, because for example, if an organization is hiring a BA for moving into cloud for migration, right? So you would want to do a certification in that area so that you can stand out to that employer that this person has the skills, and those are like fresh skills he has recently accumulated. Because a person can have a certification, let's say if I did my Java certification 5 years back, it would not be relevant as of now. But if I did it, let's say last week or last month, I would still have that understanding, right? So that is what employers look into.
That's amazing, Guri. And one thing I'm pretty sure, like people, they would like to know what are the average salary expectations of a recent graduate, and also like if a person is 1 to 2 years of experience as a business analyst, what salary they can expect in the Canadian market.
Sure. So it depends on area to area, right? Not But overall, in general, I think the starting salary would be in the ballpark of $55,000, right? If you have no experience at all, no co-op, no nothing. And you can obviously get more if you talk out, you discuss with the HR and stuff. But on an average, for 2 years of experience, I would say the salary would range around $70,000 to $75,000. That is pretty reasonable, and it all depends on what kind of skills you are bringing to the table and what kind of certifications do you have, right? And if you have, like, let's say 5 years of experience, I would say it can go up to 90, 95, and on the higher ranges as well, 100,000 above. Also, many people they are getting who have a valid experience.
Thanks a lot, Guri, for your valuable time. It was really a great conversation, and I have learned a lot. Thanks a lot for joining the call today.
Thank you for having me. And if anyone has more questions, you can reach out to me on my Instagram, Canadian_Dost, as well as my YouTube channel, Canadian Dost.
So guys, this was today's video about getting a job as a business analyst in Canada. I hope you have liked the video, and make sure to subscribe the channel. You can also go and check out Guri's channel. It's called Canadian Dost, and he's constantly uploading a lot of useful videos. Make sure to go and check out it. I will put the link in the description. See you in the next video. Till then, stay safe.